Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again and again. Has to happen. It's not what I want, but what I want doesn't matter. This is the only way I know how to survive. I'm coiled and ready to strike. I'm on edge. 38 days, 16 hours, and 12 minutes have passed since I killed my brother. In that entire time, I haven't had a single night to myself. Sergeant Dokes makes sure of that. He follows me everywhere now, a human bloodhound incited by the scent of darkness. My best hope of losing him is to act relentlessly normal, dull. So I bowl. What's really disturbing is that I'm good at it. Angel lost someone too, when his wife left him. Now he's going toward the light, searching for answers. He found one on an Oprah rerun. I wish it were that easy for me. I wish I could have fun. With Dokes tailing me, my life's been all Jekyll and no Hyde. No moonlit play dates, no late night social calls, not one. My brother would be so disappointed.
Don't forget, tell the universe what you need.
I really need to kill somebody. It certainly can. For weeks, I've known who was next, who belonged to me. I just needed Dokes to take a night off. A blind man. Not very sporting, I know, but I'm not one to discriminate based on race, gender, or disability. I've always enjoyed my work. It brings order to the chaos, fills me with civic pride. But what was that back there? Not voodoo. When I picked up the knife, it's like I didn't know who I was. I come here to dump bodies, not beer bottles. Now I'm just a litter bug. I can't even get donuts right. What's going on here? I'll be okay. I followed the code. The stalk was good. I'm just a little rusty since killing my brother. Or maybe I took pity on my victim. I mean, sure, he's a heinous killer, but he also bumps into walls. That girl's gonna need more than crayons to make her world right. Killing little Chino could restore my world too, but only if he satisfies Harry's code. A challenge, a mountain to climb. I need this one. Well, that's discouraging. With a grieving mother as a witness, little Chino will never reach my cutting courtroom. But not very far. We'll both be vindicated soon. Tonight's the night. Really. Harry would prefer I take more time, but my life is falling apart. Whatever stopped my knife before won't stop it again.
Hey there!
Some gangs earn teardrops of blood by killing. I understand we all need our keepsakes, one man's tattoos or another man's blood slides. All I had to do was call the gang task force, ask where the 29th Street Kings get their tattoos, and wait for my prey to show up. The scene of the failed crime. No better place to try again. I have it on good authority the owner fled town. Plus, it's a much quieter working environment now without the chickens. He wasn't easy to get here, but here he is. And here I am. Ready. Willing. Able. 39 days, 22 hours, and 18 minutes since I killed my brother. I am cursed. I don't normally seek human contact in times of failure, but then I don't normally experience failure. Right now, all I can think about is the smell of Rita's kitchen, the breathy cadence of her sleeping children, the warmth of her flesh. I'm drifting. I finally get a chance to kill and I can't do it. Then a second chance and he gets away. And now all my secrets are floating to the surface. Where is the orderly, controlled, effective Dexter? How did I lose him? How do I find him again? I'm drifting. But not to sleep. Here I am back in the belly of the beast. But how can I solve a crime when I can't even solve what's wrong with me? Yet duty calls. I gotta find Chino before he finds me.
Bringing to an even dozen the number of bodies found offshore.
I have to focus, tune everything out. If I don't, being linked to my beautiful bodies of work will be the least of my worries. Shit, little Chino. He was out there. Timing could be better. That plus I don't have my tools, but he does give me the chance to tie up one massive loose end. I'll never understand how people deal with death. Why they can't just put it in its place. And now I have to find someone who knows I'm looking for him. Not exactly ideal in the element of surprise department. And I have to find a new way to dispose of little Chino's body. If I can close the deal this time.
Right.
Little Chino, shit. This guy is officially the highest point in all of Florida. But what is he doing here?
Putting it plainly.
I can't afford to lose it like this. Not with Special Agent Rockstar on my case.
Do not discuss this case.
I need to clear the decks. And my head. I'm coming for you tonight, little Chino. And this time there won't be any screw-ups.
You just slam in your seat.
I might be playing fast and loose with my father's code, but I don't think Harry would disapprove. Considering. Attaboy Chino a little closer. Come on, don't get the shakes now. This is no time for performance anxiety. If I believed in God, if I believed in sin, this is the place where I'd be sucked straight to hell. If I believed in hell. It was simple, really. All I had to do was put myself into the mind of a killer. Hardly a stretch. It was only a matter of time before little Chino went after Joey Nunez for snitching him out. This kill was just the first of the loose ends I needed to tie off. I also found a newer, safer place to dump my trash. Moving at over 4 miles an hour, the Gulf Stream is one of the world's most powerful deep-water currents. This time tomorrow, little Chino will be north of Palm Beach. After that, it's on to Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, until eventually, well, let's just say the North Atlantic's a pretty big place. If the eyes are the windows to the soul, then grief is the door. As long as it's closed, it's the barrier between knowing and not knowing. Walk away from it and it stays closed forever. But open it and walk through it. and pain becomes truth. And now I'm faced with the struggle for my own survival that I always knew was coming. I've been preparing for this my entire life. When all is said and done, Chino, you're the same size as everyone else. For every door that closes,
sorry.
it was always right there. I had to say goodbye in order to reconnect with what's really important, with who I was, with who I have to be.
To do this for myself.
No self-control, lost everything, trying to stop. Same whiny story over and over for
I had
10 minutes. Feels like 10 hours.
I was taking lower tabs.
Most of these people won't find answers here. Chances are good their loved ones weren't among my chosen few. Prints, fiber, trace evidence. No, they won't find anything. I followed all of Harry's painstaking preventative measures. He knew that nothing stays buried forever. His code will protect me. Still, I wish my own sister weren't hunting me. Makes for an awkward family dynamic. When the manhunt is on, the hunted go shopping. Not for a new car, for my next project. I won't act on it, yet. I'm still laying low. Harry would insist on that. Just getting the research out of the way. Someone talked his way into the homes of 2 women and didn't leave till they were dead. Anne Cohen, and a month before her, Lynn Hall. A certain car dealership ran credit checks on both women. Both bought cars elsewhere, so nobody thought about it twice. But who requested those credit checks? Roger Hicks. All I need is some DNA proof. A cup of coffee should do the trick. They weren't meant to be put together again. They were meant to remain in the silent shadows, keeping their secrets. Now they're exposed to the glare, reflecting my darkness like some grotesque carnival mirror. Harry was right. Nothing stays buried. Perhaps not even me. Looking for my Taurus, Sergeant? Keep looking. You don't need to know where I'm going tonight. She knows. She recognizes demons, dark passengers. Maybe the others can too. This program is too risky, especially now. Rita will have to understand. 2 women are dead, the killer is selling minivans, and I have an opportunity to prove it, even if I am laying low. Having a victim prepped and ready will take the edge off the weight. I hope.
Hang on just a second, okay?
Roger's DNA matches the semen found at both crime scenes. Irrefutable. If I do nothing, another woman dies. Is that my long dormant conscience talking? Or the dark passenger whispering? Sergeant Dokes thinks he knows my secrets, but he only needs to look at this, my body of work, to know the real me.
Suit up if you're gonna...
An innocent life. How many more bodies would there be had I not stopped those killers? I didn't do it to save lives, but save lives I did. Motivation aside, I think Harry and Lundy would agree on this one. Just as the worst heat wave in years hits Miami, the heat is also on me. It's week 3 of the Bay Harbor Butcher investigation, and super-duper Special Agent Lundy has yet to throw up his hands and say, wow, this guy's good. I give up.
Dexter, please.
In our most paranoid moments, we fear that everyone is talking about us. That's become my reality. I can't hear what they're saying, but I know it's not nice.
All right, let's get started.
I refuse to believe that Vince Masuka is the man who single-handedly brings me down. I also know denial is the first stage of the grieving process for those who learn they're going to die. I need to find out what Masuka knows, but I've got to be calm and centered and focused. Time for a visit to my sponsor. I need help. I've always been good with parents. The key is to simply think of them as aliens from a distant universe. You have fibers and threads unknown to us. Your ancient customs intrigue me.
So, Dexter.
Who is the Bay Harbor Butcher? God, this obsession with him is relentless. Just like Deb and that damn treadmill. It doesn't make sense. If there's algae on my victims, it would have to come from the ocean where I dumped them. Obviously, I'm missing something, and I don't like that. This is the kind of thing that makes me glad I have no feelings. Like they always say, never take your dirty laundry to work. There it is, like a gigantic white whale. My Moby Dick. I thought I closed the door to anyone ever seeing me for who I am, but this woman sees me. She doesn't know it, but she's looking behind the mask and she's not turning away. You. And somehow, even under all this pressure, she's able to make me feel okay about who I am and what I am. For the first time, I feel the future might hold something different for me. It's possible I'm just fooling myself, but I'm willing to take the risk. It's an odd sensation to be experiencing what might be called hope for the first time in my life. At the same time, I suddenly find myself weighing the benefits of electrocution versus lethal injection. But here I am. Most people hate long lines.
Hi. Can I have a coffee and a Danish?
The bank, grocery store, coffee bar. Not me. Want a real glimpse of human nature? Stand in the way of someone's mocha latte. It also reminds me that the good people of Miami and I aren't so different. They have no more idea of what I am than I do.
All I'm saying is these guys have...
I never really got the whole superhero thing. But lately it does seem we have a lot in common. Tragic beginnings, secret identities, part human, part mutant, arch enemies. The Dark Defender. Nah, Miami's too hot for all that leather.
First time
Harry broke his word. He wasn't called to that crime scene by chance. It was his case. Laura Moser was his informant. Harry knew my work requires me to be an expert in analyzing patterns. Now a pattern keeps emerging from my past that's all too familiar. Harry lying to me. No wonder he destroyed the file on my mother's death. It wasn't to protect me. It was to bury his own guilt. I finished my spatter report, put in for a personal day, left word with Rita. Naples, here I come. I can't really focus my rage on the man who killed my mother, not with Lila along for the ride. But I can prepare for the day when I do.
Where are you all?
Harry taught me to lie and keep my darkest secrets from those around me. Which is why I need to make sure there's not a trace of blood left on my boat. He also taught me not to rush to judgment. Things aren't always what they appear to be. Including Harry. And what about me? Am I the twisted Bay Harbor butcher? Or the valiant dark defender? Only time will tell. Funny thing is, I've met someone who doesn't care what I am. I suppose every hero needs a sidekick. Every villain a partner in crime. All my relationships have been built on not knowing. But that may be changing. Imagine that. A life with no more secrets. My mother, confidential informant, and mumbler. Whatever sweet nothing she had to whisper I probably don't want to hear. It seems that my foster father and my biological mother were having an affair. It's bad enough I can't shake the visual, but the questions. Did he blame himself for her death? Is that why he took me in? Did he love her? Or was he just using her? Was he using me? I always thought Harry's code was on-the-spot creative problem solving, but maybe he planned for me to settle the score all along. It's times like this I wish I really were a drug addict. That emotional. I went to Lila for answers, but now all I have is more questions. Who am I? What do I need? What do I want? Coffee. I really want a cup of coffee.
What up, Pat?
He may have borrowed my pseudonym, but this guy doesn't know the first thing about my techniques. Amateur. Killing tools left behind, I'd never be this careless. Whoever did this would never pass Harry's muster. Then again, neither would Harry. He lied about my past. He cheated on my foster mother. With my biological mother. Maybe Lila's right, it's time for a new set of standards.
If you were...
Has Lundy seen me on the tape? Is that why he invited me along today? To mess with me? Lundy's good, double-locked, and a bit beyond my expertise. I could try to crack it open, but in my own station. Too risky. Yesterday I was so hopeful. A new me, a new life. But a life without Rita seems strange. The show's already started, but have they seen the feature presentation? Bane of the Bay Harbor Butcher, starring Dexter Morgan as himself.
So it's all synced up? And if you can find the guy, even better.
The full force of the FBI. That's the last thing I need. I've got to make sure Lundy gets his man. After I figure out a way to erase the Marina files and make up with my girlfriend. And then maybe I'll tackle world hunger because things...
Great.
Apparently my new life involves a love triangle. I'm that guy. The voices are back. Excellent. That's my Marina. And in less than 30 minutes, I'll be on that screen. I need to take care of this and fast. I'm out of time. I need an idea, a sign, anything. What would the old Dexter do? Definitely not that. No security cameras. Apparently the new Dexter is stuck in high school. Maybe I am a late bloomer. There was a time I would have done anything to protect Rita. I would have even lied. But today I told the truth. Even though I knew she'd get hurt. Got to admire Lila for taking things into her own hands. That includes me. Yeah, me too. I'm about to be published. I sent that manifesto to the Tribune. Guess I've been taking some cues from Lila lately, and not just in bed. I'm tired of reacting to the moves of Agent Lundy and his super posse. Time to control their actions for a change. So much for threatening Dokes. He won't back off till he exposes the twisted branches of my family tree, from my father's indiscretions to my murderous brother, to the root of all evil. Me. They're still playing my tune. It's like I'm conducting a final symphony, requiem for demonic Dexter. And forming the entire brass section, Sergeant James Dokes. When I reach the end, maybe I can lay to rest the monster formerly known as Dexter. Just hang in there, Mr. Wilson.
Favorite coffee is very famous.
I'm a little confused. Lila is the one showing me how to take control, stop killing, get my life clean. But this is the first time since I went into recovery that I actually feel clean. It seems my manifesto unintentionally helped Lundy narrow his focus. That's what I get for trying to emulate Lila and take the offensive. I've always worked best in the shadows. That's where I have to stay.
Lundy
Pours it anyway. He's trying to throw me off balance, show that I don't have the power to say no to him.
How about some sesame crackers to go with that?
So I'll say yes to everything. I'd love some.
Oh, sorry. Guess I ate them all.
Asshole. I have no idea if Lundy bought my excuse. Either way, it makes me a little anxious to see my sister looking through the Rodrigo files. Looking for me.
Hey, Dex.
Truth is, I need to avoid Lila for now. Harry taught me that the key to survival was staying one step ahead, but Lundy almost trapped me today. I can't be unprepared like that again. Lila may be the right woman for me, but she's wrong about one thing. Recovery simply isn't an option. When I let my guard down, I open myself up for attack or capture. I need to embrace who I am, who I've always been. I need to kill the man who murdered my mother. I'd almost forgotten this feeling. Driving toward a kill. All my senses sharpened. It's like I've been living underwater holding my breath, and now I can finally breathe. So how come it's so suffocating in here? Lila almost had me believing it was possible to change, to become something else. As if that ever really happens. I've always known what I am. If the glove fits. A secret cabin in the middle of the Everglades. What more could a rededicated serial killer ask for? It's one thing to fuck with me, another to fuck with my ex-girlfriend who hates me. The Lila experiment is officially over. Nice. My subconscious isn't even bothering with symbolism. That's what I get for leaving the remains of Jimenez up in that cabin. Bad time to get sloppy with Special Agent Lundy putting everyone in law enforcement under a microscope. All I can do now is pick up the pieces of Jimenez. He's one big pile of evidence. Not that anyone will easily break into that cabin. Thing's a bunker. Still, I can't leave a kill lying around. I'll have to call in sick at work. It's not Dokes. FBI. My feeble interview with Lundy might have put me on his short list of suspects. Left turn to the cabin. Right turn to a change of clothes and work. Glad I'm at peace with Harry's code again. Makes decisions easier. Caution first. Jimenez later. Lundy's bees are buzzing. Something's agitated the hive.
Vehicle, please.
What about luring in narcotics?
Or it could be that murderous Morgan in blood spatter. Maybe I was being watched this morning, but they'd be doing more than watching if they had proof.
What's going on in there?
Nice.
I have to get to Jimenez, but a dead man tells no tales, a drunk, unstable woman. Looks like I won't find any prints or DNA on this box. I can chalk it up to how careful Dokes is. Harry had strict rules about not hurting the innocent. And for all his fury, Dokes is innocent. But there's also the #1 rule: don't get caught. Still, he'll fight this, and I'll have to disprove him. He could win, or he could end up paying for my crimes. Sleep would be nice, but there's too much to do. The good news is my new friends will keep Dokes away. The bad news is they make getting to Jimenez difficult, but not impossible. Fortunately, a car isn't the only way to reach the Everglades, and my new marina is only a 20-minute walk. Taking a life is one thing, but the care and feeding of it is another. I can't keep my problem locked away in a cabin forever. Harry always said there were plenty of people who deserved to die, but no matter how hard I close my eyes and wish, Dokes isn't one of them. Harry, you never prepared me for this one. What do I do? What would you do? I've been selfish, only thinking about what happens to me. But if I were ever revealed as the true Bay Harbor butcher, Rita and her children would be destroyed. I remember when life was easy, when the only question I worried about was who's next. Now it's, how can I dodge my protective detail? What should I do with my hostage? These are not easy questions.
Morgan.
Deb. Gotta give Deb credit for one thing. She knows how to express her feelings. If I was convicted as the butcher, she'd probably explode. It'd be a waste of a perfectly good cop and sister. This isn't just about me anymore. It's about Deb and Rita and the kids. I have only one choice for Dokes. Dokes said I had two choices: kill him or let him go. But he neglected to look behind door number 3, hand him over to the FBI, gift-wrapped. I don't need Dokes dead, I just need his fingerprints to complete my frame job. Every Saturday, beginning dive classes practice underwater skills beside this dock. Tomorrow, they'll find a morbid little surprise. When the feds receive these kill tools with their suspects' prints on them, the only threat to me will be the inane rants of a murderous madman. So close I can feel it. This tragic tale might still end in Dokes' demise, but not by my hands. Harry's legacy will remain intact. Harry. Why in the hell did Dokes have to bring up Harry? Paid for my lift ticket. Where's my snow? Don't make me come after you. Sounds like Mr. Harlow is not only master of metaphor, but also inclined toward violent confrontation. Better find out who he is in case I have to deal with him. Armed with a phone number, obtaining the mysterious text messenger's ID wasn't too hard. But is he a threat? Christopher Harlow, known alias for Jose Garza. Narcotics, armed robbery, and currently a fugitive from justice for murder. Approach with caution. This guy could be trouble if he has knowledge of a certain cabin in the Everglades. I'm safe. Happy trails, Harlow. The legendary Harry Morgan, force for justice, architect of all that I am. Suicide. It doesn't make sense. Whatever Harry did and why, I can't let it distract me from my mission. Not when freedom is so close. Found out where your cabin is. On my way. I want my fucking snow. Shit. No one appreciates uninvited house guests. Unless I can make the problem part of my solution. It was me. The idea of a code was one thing, a grand idea, a noble cause, but the reality of it, Harry walked in on what he created, and he couldn't live with himself. Harry's heart gave out when he saw what's inside me. He thought he could tame it, give it a purpose, help it find a place in the natural order. Guess he was wrong. Mission accomplished. The weapons I tossed into the ocean were found as planned. One more nail in Dokes' coffin.
All right, people, listen up.
Park. It's 2.2
It won't be long now. I can hang this on Dokes and then... Then what? Years of trials and appeals with him pointing his finger and calling me killer? For such a neat monster, I'm making an awfully big mess. It isn't my fault. I warned Angel. Still, I hate to see him disgraced in front of everyone. And LaGuerta about to lose her former partner, her friend. Even Lundy is caught in Hurricane Dexter's path of destruction. Maybe this is how evil works, destroying everything it touches, including my father. I'm the helpful handyman. How evil can I possibly be? I'm sparing Rita and Deb by framing Dokes, right? For so long, my boat has been a tool of my dark trade, a graveyard transport. I'd almost forgotten it could double as a pleasure craft. I keep expecting to come to my senses, but the pressure is lifting with each step I take. I've spent a lifetime keeping up my guard, watching my back, wearing my mask. Relief was never in sight until now. If anyone deserves to take me into custody, it's Deb. But how do I tell her what I am? So this is me, riding it out. Harry may have rejected me, but Deb clearly believes in me, so why shouldn't I? I'm not turning myself in. This isn't Harry's life. It's mine. I made a plan to frame Dokes, and I'm going to stick with it. If they find Dokes locked inside a cage, it will seriously undermine my frame job. I need to beat them to that cabin. Waiting out there in the Everglades are hordes of county sheriffs, search parties, and ravenous reptiles. And in this corner, wearing dark trunks, the mighty Dexter. Something beyond reason happens. It turns skeptics into believers. Believers in a higher power. But what kind of power did this? Was it spontaneous combustion? Divine intervention? If you believe that God makes miracles, you have to wonder if Satan has a few up his sleeve. But when you don't believe in anything, who do you thank at a time like this? Apparently, miracles are subjective. I can't exactly feel LaGuardia's pain, but I can appreciate it. Dokes wasn't so bad in the end, but the truly tragic thing would be to let his sacrifice go to waste. There's only one way I can think of to honor him. I have to embrace my freedom. Sleep. What a concept. I can't believe I actually contemplated turning myself in. This is so much better than a prison cell. I can squeeze fresh orange juice, savor a fine French roast, grab a morning workout. Okay, working out I could have done in prison, but still. I'm free. It's strange to have a creation out there, a deeply mutated version of yourself, running loose and screwing everything up. I wonder if this is how parents feel. If Lila plans to turn me in, why would she drop my name to the captain and give me a chance to intercept her? It doesn't make sense. Unless she wants me here so she can hurt me some other way. Rita. I passed through the flames and rose from the ashes. Again. I've never been one to put much weight into the idea of a higher power, but if I didn't know better, I'd have to believe that some force out there wants me to keep doing what I'm doing. Not long ago, I had a dream that people could see me for what I am, and for a brief instant in time, the world actually saw my bodies of work. Some even cheered. But as it turns out, nobody mourns the wicked. Sorry, James. I think Harry knew that from the start. That's why he gave me a code. It cost him his life, but it kept me alive through incredible trials. The code is mine now, and mine alone. So too are the relationships I cultivate. They're not just disguises anymore. I need them. Even if they make me vulnerable. My father might not approve, but I'm no longer his disciple. I'm a master now. An idea transcended into life. And so this is my new path, which is a lot like the old one, only mine. To stay on that path, I need to work harder, explore new rituals, evolve. Am I evil? Am I good? I'm done asking those questions. I don't have the answers. Does anyone?